What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Fourth and John with another segment of Talk the Prospect. Today, we get the honor to speak with Cincinnati defensive tackle Elijah Ponder. Elijah, thank you for coming on the show. How's everything going for you?
Everything going good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. How's everything going with draft prep? Everything, going according to plan?
Yes, sir. Everything is going great, man. Just adjusting to the new environment and doing what I got to do to get where I'm trying to be. So, it's
Yeah,
definitely, but it's great.
absolutely. Are you prepping back at the university? Prepping back in Georgia, or
Oh
where's
no,
your prep?
I'm currently in South Florida in Deerfield Beach. Yeah, so I'm at a facility out here training, getting ready for the NFL Pro Day. So just getting ready.
Absolutely. How's training going for you? Everything going well?
Yeah, everything going smooth.
Good, good. So we'll dive right into questions here. First and foremost, we'll take you back to your recruiting days. Throughout your recruiting prospect, you turned down offers from the Naval Academy, the Air Force Academy, Ohio U, among others, to attend the University of Cincinnati. Walk us through your recruiting process and why you chose UC.
Yeah, so my recruiting process was pretty unique. I was recruited by a guy named Kenny Ingram. He came during we had spring football in Georgia, so but yeah, so during that time he came, introduced himself and conversated with me, and I was interested. Um, and basically, I took a visit, around January, took my official visit around January, and I kind of, just I liked what he believed in. He was kind of like spiritual in a way, or he kind of, just basically started anything with faith before we did anything else. So, that it was in relationship, so throughout that time, it kind of was the relationship me and him built. So, that's why I ended up really choosing Cincinnati. And, honestly, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know what Cincinnati was at the moment, but, it ended up being a great place.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't, I'm active duty Air Force, so I kind of, you slighted us a little bit by taking Cincinnati over the Air Force Academy there.
Yeah, man. I apologize.
um, Going a little bit further into it, entering your college career, 24/7 Sports had you rated as a two-star recruit out of the state of Georgia. How did you overcome the obstacles of not being such a highly touted recruit and turn into a first-team All AAC player in front of us?
Yeah, so I mean, at the moment, I'm not. I don't think. I don't. Not sure how I might have took it at that time back then, but just going through that and just going through the things that I ventured while I was at Cincinnati. It just taught me to be, or gave me the certain mindset and mentality that I had. So, just dealing, not just being given things and having to work for everything that I was doing. And in my career, it built the character and just something about me in the way I thought, to make me the player that I am. So, I really actually appreciate the things that, that I had to go throughout my period of time of high school and college.
Yeah, absolutely. Not having those extra stars just makes you work that much harder. And obviously, with first team All AAC honors, you put the work and the effort in to be, one of the players that are going to be drafted.
Yeah.
As a freshman, whenever you were with the Bearcats, they finished with a 4-8 record. From there on out, your squad finished 30-5 over your final seasons. Where did that culture change really begin, and what impact do you think that you had on that culture change?
Yeah. So, um, when I first got to Cincinnati, the staff got fired, so I had to deal with that whole switching. And we got Coach Fickle. They came down from Ohio State, and I was only a freshman, so just dealing with that. Basically it was just they came and just taught us how to the proper culture and how to win. Basically, as in practicing, as in attitude, and everything that you had to be in order to be a guy that would play for them. So, just the things and how the things that we went through and how we was held and what standards that we were held to. That's pretty much what changed the culture there.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can say something about a culture shift, but whenever a culture shifts that drastically, going from a 4-8 team to not losing 8 games over the final 3 seasons of your career, you really bring it home with, how drastic the change was with the coaching staff.
Yes, sir.
In addition to your work on the field, you're just disciplined off of it. Recently you earned your bachelor's in interdisciplinary studies and finished as a first team All AAC academic. How do you balance your work on and off the field?
Um, I balanced it pretty much. We had a good support staff at Cincinnati. The people who helped us with our education, just kept us, on the very balanced and just helped make sure that we, were able to take care of our work and, just in the order that we were supposed to do it in. So it really was them, and just having the discipline, like I said, going through things that I went through, it just taught me, the right way to move. And I already knew that even though I played football, I had to leave with my education or with a degree. So having that back in my mindset as well is what led me to do, take care of the things that I had to take care of.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to your discipline. The discipline it takes to maintain, let alone a 3.0 GPA instead of having these honors in your entire conference is it's insane to me. I can't even begin to relate. I work and I went to school full time, so I can't even begin to understand what it was to have a full practice schedule, have a full workout schedule, and then have, being a full time student on your plate as well.
Yeah.
Over your 4 years in Cincinnati, I'm sure you developed some solid relationships with guys off the field as well. What teammate drove you the hardest to be the better you that you are today, and how did they impact you?
Yeah, so it was a guy named Marquise Copeland. He was, Cortez Broughton and Marquise Copeland were the two D linemen that was there in front of me throughout my period of time there. And there was a couple guys named Alec Pace, and that was there when I first got there as well. But they graduated my first year. But Marquise Copeland and Cortez Broughton was there all the way up until my redshirt sophomore year. So I was a junior by then. But they were pretty much the guys who or what that I looked up to, or just try to take after their game in any way that I could, or and them guys was pretty much the ones for real, man. Marquise Copeland, he just he worked hard, and and Cortez, but they just the standard that they left, and they were there to where the culture changed as well. So they just showed the way and just showed what it took to be where you wanted to be. So that's pretty much where I got it from.
Yeah, and you're talking about two all or first team all AAC guys as well. So not just off the field, you're taking over for two of the leaders of that defensive front, and you filled in with first team all AAC honors yourself.
Yeah.
After winning the AAC championship, your Bearcats were selected to play Georgia in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. With the craziness of COVID and all of the things that were 2020 and being a part of that New Year's Six program, how crazy was the preparation for you guys, and how crazy was the media environment for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a hostile environment. Just dealing with COVID. We are Coach Fick, and we already knew that it was a season of sacrifice. So, um, just the way we had to move about every situation. We just tried to be as smart as we could. We didn't go out to Georgia to, I believe, 2 days before the game, so it really wasn't too much you could just to just go out and go do. Just trying to keep us a bubble within the team, make sure that don't anybody like test up positive the day of the game and cause anything in that nature. But that's pretty much how we handled that. And as in for the media was big. It was different. We had a couple interviews before we headed out of Cincinnati, and it was just all a good experience, and all. So I was very appreciative of everything that took place.
Yeah, and certainly, being that you're a Georgia guy, you dealt with the craziness of the prep and the media, but you got the opportunity to finish your college career back in where it all started. So, what was that opportunity really like for you?
Man, it was honestly a blessing, man. Throughout my period, it was just it felt good to have my family come to a game because they didn't have that many opportunities to come to my games while throughout my time in Cincinnati. So just being able to have my family come there, it just meant a lot. And then it was also kind of cool to like, Georgia probably is a team that everybody want to go to when you're from Georgia. So like just knowing that they had to scout you or like watch your film, it just meant a lot. So it was a great experience, and it was really something it was just something that's kind of hard to even explain, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to go back to your home state, play in the new stadium for the Falcons, get to play in front of all your fans, everybody that watched you growing up. So, I mean, there, as far as a story of college football goes, I'm not sure there's one that's much better than yours rather than getting a win in that game.
Yeah.
So, you're from the South. One of the best games that you had of your career came against some of the best competition that you had in UCF. You finished the game with 6 tackles and 2 sacks. Is good competition something that motivates you, or was it just a scheme versus scheme game plan for you?
Yeah, I look at every game the same. I don't. That's just how. Like I said, that's just kind of the culture. I would say. I mean, of course, we knew UCF was the opponents. Like them, that was the team that took us out the year before. So we had we had to go and take what we wanted. Take what we earned. So I mean, of course, that was brought up and said through the whole through all the preparation. But I don't look at any team any differently. So it wasn't necessarily the competition, and the coaches and the team put us in the best positions to be successful. So that's why we came out with the win, and or necessarily having success on the field.
Yeah, was it once that first snap hit, was it a little more adrenaline driving you, being that they are the guys who took you out the year prior, though?
Um, well, you'd be a little nervous sometimes, but after that first snap, that go out the door anyway. So it wasn't really, you got it's just how you carry yourself. I'm just that type of person. Like once that first snap out, I'm locked in. Like I was locked in from the first snap, but the nervousness go away. So it
Bell
just
rings and it's go time.
for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, that's all the questions we have for you, but we'll go into a little bit of film review. And I actually really enjoyed watching your film. You're one of the most versatile defensive linemen I've studied to this point in the draft. And you move across all 4 positions almost seamlessly. And the first clip I want to show is you absolutely blowing apart 2 linemen for a tackle for loss.
Oh yeah.
So kind of walk us through right here of how I can't ever have that type of strength in my body. I'm a small man and I understand that. But how does the strength mix with the technique right there to absolutely blow past 2 D1 offensive linemen to make that tackle for loss?
Man, it was so our coaches called a call where basically I was lined up real heavy on that guard, and I knew that I could possibly get a double team just by the formation. So I knew that I was going to come off low and hard. So when I came off, I just came off very fast, and he he basically pulled, and I got behind it, and you know it made the tackle for the loss. So it was
It's
just
it's crazy how big you are, how athletic you are, and how quickly you get into a backfield. It's astounding to me.
yes, I appreciate it, man.
Going into the second one here, and this is another one where it shows your versatility. You're setting the edge as that edge defender, but you're willing to run him down that line of scrimmage, continue to set the edge. You get knocked down in the process, get up, and still make a tackle for loss.
Yeah, it's crazy because you can't even see it in that video, but it was pouring raining outside, so I really slid in the rain. But it's just that I moved back to defensive end and we prepared, and I was lining up against the tight ends all day, so I wasn't gonna just let no tight end block me. That's just the mindset or mentality that we had. So that's really what happened right there. Blue tried to beat him, and the ball came my way, so I tried to disengage and make a play.
So, you said it a little bit there. Do you take tight ends blocking as a little bit of a disrespect from the offense?
Yeah, sir. You have to. You can't like as a D lineman, you shouldn't allow a tight end to block you.
Yeah,
Period.
absolutely.
That was a great
Uh,
meme.
Going into the third clip here, uh, this is going to be two clips for me and a little bit of showcasing your explosion here. So the first one, obviously a big tackle for loss. Same thing on the second one, but it's almost immediate you being in the backfield, and that's as a 275-pound human being, that's the athleticism. I can't fathom it. But kind of walk us through some of these clips and what allowed you to be so immediate in the backfield.
Yeah. So, wait. Oh yeah, but some of them it's just it's just a natural thing. When you just playing, you just going out there playing and having fun, and then others just like just trying to make plays like as in on that third down against UCF. I had stayed on this edge the whole time, so I knew, it was just a mind game with the linemen. So I knew that, taking the jab step and going back out, would work, or just as in using that in my pass rush toolbox, you know what I mean? And for them other plays, just going back inside, playing the three technique, and just being a versatile player, And some of it is the scheme, Some of them is calls like like where you got more freedom or understanding the defense that's going on, where you have more freedom to be able to rip and just jet up the gap and try to cause disruption and things in that nature. So, some of this scheme, and then it's also understanding the defense. And so when you understand the defense, it allows you to take chances or make plays or do things, you know, to
Yeah, and
help you be
trusting
able.
guys on the back end, back end of your defense. It's insane to me, and I've echoed it several times. But your pass rush package, as big of a guy as you are, the athleticism is astronomical. It's through the roof. I can't say enough good things about how well versed you are as a defensive lineman.
Yeah, man. So, I like I said, I started off playing three technique at Cincinnati, and we changed our defense mid-season last in 2019 against UCF to a 3-3-5. So that's what originally made me go back to playing edge rush as well. But on the third downs, I pretty much like to get in even formation and get on the wide three technique. I know I got speed, so I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna make a guard, respect my speed on the edge, and if they, once they start respecting, I'm gonna go inside on them, or even on the edge. It just I was real appreciative of being able to play so many different roles on that defense, because it just showed my versatility, you know what I mean, and it really like helped me get to where I am today. So I really appreciate that, man, and just being in that having
Absolutely.
that opportunity.
Going back to the clip, there's not many defensive tackles, being a three tech that are going to blow up a screenplay. And then on top of that, showing the next clip, it is you're there's not many that are going to have this versatility to hit a stunt from the edge and push a quarterback in for a sack. So kind of walk us through how you take that approach.
Okay, so Um, so the way I took that approach was, it's crazy because it was very much on like watching film, as in for the screen, we had a certain call which could have been in the scheme, but it basically is to the where it allows you to bull rush the guard, and by me bull rushing that guard, I felt them release. So when I felt them release, I automatically knew it was a screen. So I just retraced and just used my athleticism to try to catch that receiver, or whoever had that ball at the time. And for that sack, it was a game that was called, you know, with the guy 43, Michael Pitch, and he basically was the one who opened that up for me. So by him doing what he did, it allowed me to get through there clean like I did and make a play. So it was morely, a team thing. My teammate helped me be able to do that. So
Helping you
that's
be great.
yes, sir.
Absolutely. But that is all we have as far as questions and film are concerned. Elijah, this is your time to plug whatever it is that you want for your audience, your fans across the nation. This is your floor.
Oh man, well, I appreciate y'all having me, man. I really enjoyed this. This was amazing, amazing interview. It was probably about the best one I done had so far, man, for real. And for anybody, any fans that's out there, just in these next couple months, you're gonna see something special. Just like somebody who is a hard worker, man. Just relentless. A play hard type guy. That's gonna get to that quarterback or whatever I gotta do. A guy that cares more about team success than individual success. So appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. I want to end today with a quote from Damon Talbot of NFL Draft Diamonds. Sometimes scouts get it wrong. Many high school recruiting sites got it wrong with Elijah Ponder. Hopefully they can admit that now he is one of the best defensive tackles in the country. Ponder is a big boy at 6'3" and 275 pounds with a high motor. He does a great job getting after the quarterback. Overall, I think this kid is a draft pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Elijah Ponder, thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you for having me, man.